You're very welcome to the Irish Political Roundup with me, Roisin the cleric.
And me, Paul Brophy. And today, Roisin, we're joined by relatively new Fianna Fáil Councilor for the Callan-Thomastown Electoral area, Brian Cleere, here in the lovely Graiguenamanagh, or should we say Costa del Graig. Brian, you're very welcome to the Irish Political Roundup.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Roisin, for having me. Great to be here.
I suppose, Brian, of course, you were co-opted onto Kilkenny County Council about 8 months ago when your brother, Peter Chap was elected to the Dáil. How have you found the last number of months?
Yeah, it's I've really enjoyed it, Paul. When Chap got elected, I suppose this is the very start of the story. Chap got elected to the Dáil, and even that night or the day after, a couple of locals approached me, asking me would I be interested in taking the seat, and it's not something I really thought about up until then. And I suppose the local coming then put myself forward for nomination, and I accepted it, and I was very happy to take it. And then, once getting into the job, then the last maybe 8 or 9 months now, and really enjoying it. I won't lie, the first few weeks I was like, what on earth have I signed up to? Because there's a lot to learn for a new councillor, especially coming from the outside, really. Yeah. I know you'd be canvassing with Peter, but really you're a bit of a novice in comparison to other guys that might run or might do things like that. But no, really enjoying it, and lucky to have all the support around me as well to keep me sane as well, you know.
And before you got into politics, what was your background?
Yeah, sure. I would have been heavily involved in the Blacks and Whites GA club as a player, not a very good one, but a player nonetheless, and probably played on a little bit longer than I should have. So played up until maybe 3-4 years ago, and then after that got involved with some local teams. I was involved with the adult camogie team for a few years, had a great few years with them, and now I have 2 young lads in tow now, so I'm down with the under 6s now, helping out with them. So really just your ordinary man in the community doing his bit from Blacks and Whites, and so a lot of people just said you're Peter's younger brother, or you're the junior B version of Peter, but
okay.
but definitely more known now since I got co-opted, which is great. I'm getting to meet more people, which is brilliant.
And what would you say has been kind of the biggest kind of learning curve over the last 7 or 8 months?
I suppose I suppose just learning how the chain of the political world works, so the councillor is the man on the ground, and then you're referring back to the TD's office, and then if you have an issue that needs to go to the top, you're bringing it to Peter, the TD, so I think how things work within the council as well in terms of allocation of funds throughout our district is Callan-Thomastown, and just learning how it's all allocated throughout the year and things like that. It's just all the background of it was interesting to learn, and it's good, yeah.
And it's kind of like, is there a crash course in it, or is it something that you have to learn along the way?
You're diving straight in, to be honest, but luckily for me, even though I'm a bit of a novice, I have a guy called Matt Dorn, 22 years of experience on the other end of the phone, and Peter as well, but Matt would probably be my main contact, given that Peter would be so busy. But Matt would answer the phone at 2 in the morning, the same enthusiastic tone as he would at 2 in the day. So it's brilliant to have that.
Yeah, we actually interviewed Matt there last week, and from what we could see, it's a big operation, and he plays a vital role in keeping that constituency operation going here in Carlow, Kilkenny for Peter Chap Cleere.
Oh, exactly. Matt is Peter's right hand man. He'd be his parliamentary assistant. So if Peter can't meet someone or he's tied up, Matt will represent him on his behalf. And it's a really busy office there in Patrick Street. It's they're snowed under really, but that's the best way to be. It's better that than have no one come in at all. And one Levat is getting set up soon now, I believe. Jenny Slattery is going to be running that down there.
Yeah, we were down there a few weeks back as well.
Yeah. So he's spreading his wings now across the county, which is just what he needs to do, Yeah.
And Graiguenamanagh here, it is a beautiful, picturesque place. What would be kind of the big issues that have been coming up? As I know you hold a clinic here every Monday night, so what would be kind of the issues that people would be coming to you with?
Well, I suppose you probably heard this all before from other councillors, but housing is the big thing. There's a lot of people coming in looking for you to help them out to get a house. But sure, as you know, the problems with the water, you have some Graiguenamanagh here now. There hasn't been any houses built in a while because of that, and the only places, as far as I understand, that are building in the district is Callan and Thomastown. So it's very hard for people, especially to get that house. But the rural villages are suffering at the minute as well. Like you have, when I help some people filling out forms, you're picking your areas of choice,
Yeah.
And there's no one picking Graiguenamanagh, there's no one picking Inistigues, there's no one picking the Roar or these areas because they know they're not going to be built. So they're all heading to either the city, Thomastown. It's worrying that way, but there is, I can see money being funded now from the government. I've seen there the last few weeks that they're putting a program in place. So hopefully that gets things moving as well fast,
And for houses to be built here in Graiguenamanagh, is there a need to upgrade the water infrastructure?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it's going to be a while away yet, as far as I understand. Bennett's Bridge is next on the list, and that's not till 2029. So the rest, as far as I understand, the Roar of Graiguenamanagh, other places, it could be 2031, 32, or God knows when before that'll come. So I think the government needs to speed it up and put more money into it to get it done.
Now, I know 12 billion has been set aside
Yeah.
over the next number of years, but do you think that's enough to meet the demand?
Probably not. There's probably, given the demand, the lists, what's going on there in the Callan-Thomastown area, like there's so many people looking for that house, and you can even see it going around in an estate in Graiguenamanagh here. Cars are parked up, jammed in the place, and that's actually another concern of mine as well around here, that the estates are packed to the rafters with cars, which makes it very dangerous because a lot of people are still living with their folks or living with loved ones at the moment. So that's another thing now we need to think about as well, I think, going forward.
Be your solution to
Well,
I'm
going to try get the area engineer to allocate a bit of funding for it. Now, of course, there's hurdles to do that with the estates. You're going to have to get every household member to agree to it. Like, for example, you might have to take away a green area to put in some parking spaces. That mightn't go down well. So there's hurdles there, but I think something we should try set aside some funding for should the needs arise. There's definitely, I'm just thinking of Douche Crescent up in Graiguenamanagh there. It's a very compact little estate, and there's a lot of cars there parked up in driveways and stuff, and it looks very dangerous. And I'm pushing there to try get more. There's a little area where you can get 2 or 3 parking spaces. Even that will make a big difference, And
Then that also has an impact if people are say parking up on paths over a period of time. Paths will get damaged, and then paths over time, then they'll have to be replaced. So there is a knock-on effect when you don't provide adequate parking.
That's exactly it, yeah. Because if you don't do it, you're going to be spending money anyway on the paths, like you say, So I think it's something we should consider, and I'll be pushing hard for it. I suppose private estates, I'm not sure the council can do anything but that. It's up to them, but I think with council estates, it's something we should look at further.
And it's also an important issue for children's safety. You live in a rural village, children are going to go out and play. It's a lot safer than in the big cities. So children are going to go out on their bikes or play hopscotch, and blocking the footpath is dangerous.
It is. That's exactly it. And that's the concern from a lot of people in these estates that are coming to me, that in the evenings, children are out playing, and, one short sight and you could be knock someone down or something straight like that. So it is a serious issue. And I've been shouting about it for as loud as I can. I would keep doing it to get them to listen to me, But I think hopefully now next year's allocation I'll be successful in getting that, and giving the housing estates the option to get more parking spaces in the estates. Yeah,
it's all about children and protecting children, and as they say, it takes a community to raise children.
Exactly, and sure, the whole community. When you see all those kids out in the greenway, they're everyone's kids, really, because it's all a big family, really. Especially here in Graiguenamanagh, the really brilliant community spirit around here, and it's the safety for everyone is key. Yeah, it's a massive concern for everyone around here. So I'll keep pushing that anyway for them.
And so this time of the year, on the county council, you'll be kind of looking for your projects that you want allocated in the budget. So providing funding for parking for these housing estates, that would be probably one of the main projects you're looking to pursue.
Yeah, I would be anyway for that, Paul, because like we said, I think it's extremely dangerous, and it's not something that's been mentioned much, and so it's up to me as a councillor for this area to keep shouting it and to keep representing people, because that's what, well, I know I was co-opted, I wasn't technically elected, but you're working for them, and you have to be the people's voice in there,
And what other issues are coming up on coming up on the doorsteps, or when they come to you in a clinic. You mentioned water, you mentioned parking, road safety. What other big issues would be coming up a lot?
Well, this one's probably close to home, but the big issue for me is the services for children with additional needs. I mean, it's not good enough at the moment the way it is. I won't sugarcoat it just because I'm from a party that's in government. It's not good enough at the minute. I've twin boys myself at home. They're 4 years of age. One of them has been diagnosed with autism since they were 2, and he's nearly 4 now, and he hasn't had any therapy or anything from the HSE yet because they're understaffed. They don't have the resources to, and that's failing the children of the state, in my opinion. And Chap is pushing for it as well. He's very passionate about that area as well, so he's pushing for more funding, and there has been more funding announced, but you really just want to see it moving quickly, and I think we need to attract more people to work in these areas, because I'm not sure if these people that have that responsibility for therapy and even looking after kids, I don't think they're paid enough. They have such a big responsibility. They should be more rewarded, I think.
Yeah, and there are a lot of, say, therapists, be they OTs, speech and language therapists. A lot of them have emigrated.
Yeah.
Do you think the government should be doing more to kind of attract those graduates that have left to come back and work in the Irish Health Service?
That's exactly it, Paul. I think that's what you're hit the nail on the head. I think that's where it went wrong. People are a bit attracted to better packages. We need to really look after our talent coming up that are getting education, that want to work in that area, and attract them to that area, because it is rewarding, but that'd be a big passion of mine as well. Big passion of mine as well would be to get an autism school in every school in the county, because there's some people that have to travel a good 15-20 minutes. It mightn't sound much, but it is a lot when you're trying to get to work in the morning and stuff. If you could have that autism school in every school in the county, every child needs to be grown up in their own community. It's not fair to send someone over to. I'm from Skiock and there's a fantastic autism school here in Graiguenamanagh, but you still want them growing up with the children back in Skiock. It's just with the local kids back there. So yeah, that's another thing I'm passionate about, and that I'll try continue to push, because there are a few hurdles in that. But that's another passion of mine, that I want to, I want my own child, say, to go to school in Skiock and not have to divert anywhere else.
And you've mentioned about Paul, and you have talked about the so many of our healthcare graduates and professionals leaving to go to better countries with a better work-life balance and better pay conditions. Do you think then, too, for our whole health service, we should be bringing a campaign to bring back a highly educated, highly skilled and trained healthcare workers?
Oh, absolutely.
And bricklayers and all tradespeople.
Exactly, yeah. We've over the years we've lost a lot of people, whether it's construction workers, tradesmen, healthcare workers, that they're being attracted elsewhere, really. And yeah, I think it's absolutely vital that we put a plan in place to, first of all, to keep people here, and then to maybe attract some people back, And I think with that, things would get a bit better in those areas, but it could be a long road ahead in that, but we'll keep doing our best to try to facilitate it anyway.
Especially with so many children now being diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and anyone who are on the spectrum. It's important that we have the skilled, highly trained workers to actually want to work in that area.
Exactly, because this is a child's development we're talking about, and my own guy is 2 years waiting, but there's other families there waiting longer, I'd say 3-4 years before any intervention comes in. So it's a really, and I've stressed this so much to Peter, and Peter, in fairness, was often stressing it before, and now he's still doing it. So it's absolutely vital that we put more investment into that area and give the child a chance to grow and be the best version they can be,
And also, we've also interviewed, I think she's come around here somewhere, Linda Comerford, and she has, I think...
That's right, I know Linda, yeah.
She's many children who are all autism or similar diagnosis. But also, what happens when the children grow up? What happens? There needs to be some sort of structure put in place for parents and for teenagers and adults with children with autism.
Exactly, and that's vital as well, Roisin. That'd be the worry for any parent of young kids with autism. How will they get on when they're older? That's why everyone is pushing for these early interventions. But there has to be support on the other side of the scale as well. If early intervention, hasn't done something for a child or hasn't worked out the way, there has to be support there for the adult versions as well. Which there is great facilities around Kilkenny doing that. I mean, you have Kings River there in outside Stonyford. You have the SOS in Kilkenny. They have adult services. They're brilliant. My own wife works in that service actually, so they're brilliant service. And I think we just need a bit more of that as well. And again, attract people into that area as well, because again, I don't think those staff are rewarded enough either.
And they didn't know that we need as a community. And when I say community, every community in Ireland, because politics all starts local, in local communities. We need to bring in resources, even for at home, for respite, for families. I know lots of parents. I'm at the age where I know lots of parents with children older, and one lady in particular, her son is 18. She's trying to get a place in education or in a workplace or even a daycare center, and she's finding it difficult. She's getting closed doors everywhere she goes. So there should be something put in place for children who are now reaching 18, where there is places where they can go, where parents are supported in even navigating them into the right areas.
Exactly, and it's extremely important for parents to have that respite from it. So I know with ourselves, there's home tuition available as well for a couple of hours a week if needed. Now it's so there is things there to support parents, but I think there needs to be more, definitely more. There's not enough at the minute, and like you say, when the child grows up to be an adult, different services are needed, and definitely more investment is needed there as well.
And also too about respite for, say, if parents who had maybe multiple children with autism, there needs to be some sort of respite or help for even them at home. Um, and I'm bringing it back to Linda Comer, for she's 2 or 3 children. That puts a strain and stress not just on the family, but also on marriages and everything else.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be draining, absolutely draining to you need that break and you need that support. Whether it's from a loved one or someone from the outside service, but definitely you definitely need that support, because it's not possible really to keep going at that level.
So supporting carers would be something that you'd be very passionate about as well.
Yeah, I would. That'd be another thing that I'll keep shouting on and keep on top of as well, and just make sure Peter Chap is he is, of course, but just to keep in his ear about it as well, to make sure that there's initiatives coming.
And we're coming into August. We're in August. We're coming into September. School is not too far away. You're talking about autism schools, school transport. Are you getting many queries about that? Because we spoke with your colleague Jenny Cass-Slattery, and it's something that's a very, very big issue down her direction.
It is. Now, I haven't had too much people come to me with the problems around here anyway. I know it's probably a bigger problem down south, but I suppose Graiguenamanagh here, anyone that's living in Graiguenamanagh probably goes to school in Graiguenamanagh in the main, and Dockforstein the same. So school bus probably doesn't come into play until you're into secondary school, and there is a school bus in the area, right, that would go to Borris or would go to New Ross. I think there's a service as well, but probably more needs to be looked into that as well, to give people more options in regards to times and stuff. Like, I know the interlink there down around Hugginstown, Kells, has worked out very well. It's not a school run, I know, but it gives people that flexibility to visit the city and visit the towns, like you were saying earlier, promote tourism as well.
And talking about tourism, when I was on the radio, now I'm left 3 years, but that's even, we were talking about how the Kilkenny is a very historic tourist destination. And yet, even back then, buses were just coming into Kilkenny. They were only staying for a couple of hours and then moving on.
Yeah.
We need to bring and help improve our own local economy through the tourism, is actually spotlighting reasons for tourists to say, oh, I want to stay in Kilkenny for a couple of days, a week, and visit the the real tourist destinations of the real Irish culture and the Irish people.
Oh, definitely. And even in my area alone, sure, there's so much to do around Graiguenamanagh in Estig, another really picturesque historic place. Sure, Thomastown, there's so many. And other lovely towns as well. Sure, Bennettsbridge, the Roar, they're all something to do everywhere, and it is vital. And yeah, I know down that direction, all right, that Interlink bus is giving people the option to maybe come out to a Kells or a Hugginstown to see the sights. So that's something I think we should look at on this side as well to get people out here and spend money. Now, the hub over there, the far side of the bridge, it's a camper van site that brings phenomenal amount of tourists into the area in Graiguenamanagh here, particularly around the summer. So that's a really good tourism boost with that opened up a few years ago.
And you also have the walk from Boris to St Mullins. I've walked that myself, even from Boris to St Mullins one day. But I used to bring my dog down and we used to walk along this. You can also hire bikes across the way in that red building over there. There's bikes you can hire. You can cycle out to St Mullins and have a beautiful lunch. St Mullins is so picturesque, and even walking out there or cycling along these walks here, that's a massive tourist attraction.
Oh, it is, yeah, and it brings you through to, if you, on this side, if you were to head that way, it bring you down to Ballytide Lea, Boris, Bagnestown, and if you were to head that way, you'd be heading down to St Mullins, like you said, so it's a really nice walkway, and you have so much activity at all these places as well, like Clashganny, there's a swimming area there as well, like a restaurant, like you said. Here, there's a hype of activity over there, as you can see, so, if you're an outsider coming in, this would, you'd be dumbfounded by how lovely it actually is. We take it for granted sometimes when you're living in the area, but it's fabulous, really.
It's like something out of a Hollywood movie.
It is, yeah, exactly, yeah, and we look forward to welcoming more people here to keep tourism alive.
And I remember a number of years ago there was a study done on the hub, which is open a number of years, and they reckon it was worth about over €1 million to the local economy. So it just goes to show how important having good amenities within a town like Graiguenamanagh is to the whole local economy.
Oh, it's massive, yeah, and sure, you see probably how clean the village is, and that's true. That's true. Volunteer, funding. Mentioned Tidy Towns to you earlier. Breda Kelly there, she does great work on that. She holds a draw every week, and any funds that's made on that is put back into the community and keeping the place looking nice and tidy. And so it's the community spirit around Graiguenamanagh is really, really alive and well. And all the groups over there, your canoeing groups, your kayaking groups, it brings everyone together. Really, it's brilliant.
It really is a fabulous place to visit. It's so picturesque, and you're using the amenities that you have and the facilities that you have. Like the river is a massive draw. It's a pity that the regatta didn't get to go ahead a couple of weeks back, but hopefully things will improve and you get to hold it later on in the year.
Yeah, that was a blow now, because I know that's held every August here, the Graiguenamanagh Regatta, and I know the regatta committee put a savage amount of work throughout the year to get that organised, because it's very difficult to coordinate all these groups in the one time, the one day. It takes a lot of work, and it was a big blow, and it was very unfortunate because Thomastown and Estig got the all clear on the Friday. Graiguenamanagh didn't get it until just after the weekend it was meant to be held, so it was a really big blow. But look, Graiguenamanagh people, they'll be back again. There's such a good spirit here, it's not going to hinder them that much, and it's brilliant. They're great people.
And Brian, tourism is very, very important for the local economy and local business as well, be it the local shops, local restaurants, and those local shops, they employ local people, be it students, be it mothers who want to work around their children so they can be back home. So the tourism, it plays a very, very important role in supporting the local economy here as well, and local businesses.
Oh yeah, 100%, and all the businesses here in Graiguenamanagh have benefited from the hub. So you've everything you need here in Graiguenamanagh. You've SuperValu, Aldi, hairdressers. You've restaurants to eat in, plenty of pubs. So all those have benefited from the hub coming in, and it's brilliant. And that is vital to keep these businesses alive within your community. And as a councillor, it's always important that you look at more initiatives to boost tourism as well. So it's a big challenge ahead in that as well.
And you would probably speak a lot with local businesses. What kind of things are they coming to you with, and what are their kind of issues that they're looking to see addressed?
Yeah, I suppose summertime is great, but I suppose it's all seasonal. It's like Graiguenamanagh, these businesses here would do very well in the summer, but we need to probably think more of what other things to do during the winter months as well, and autumn, to keep that at a good level all throughout the year, and so they're coming up with ideas themselves, some of them, and just looking for suggestions off me and Peter maybe to come up with initiatives to keep it all at the same level all year, So yeah, I think we need to think about it and look at it and how we can keep this level of tourism that you see now throughout the whole year. And there's another attraction there, the riverboat adventure, which is very popular among stags and hens and stuff like that. And that's a brilliant facility as well to have this time of year.
It really is is a beautiful place down here in Graiguenamanagh. You have so much to offer as well. And it says you're new to politics, but you would have canvassed for your brother, obviously Peter Chap Cleere, when he was running for the county council, and then obviously when he got elected to the Dáil. But your first taste of canvassing, you said, was with the late Bobby Aylward.
Yeah, I suppose would have canvassed with Chap the first time he got elected in 2014, but I think it was at 2016 Bobby was going for a by-election, or
2015,
2015 it was, and would have canvassed with Bobby around this area and surrounding areas with Bobby, and he was a great character, and I canvassed with him on the Saturday. I had things to do on the Sunday, but Bobby would win you around and get you out on the Sunday as well. He's a hard man to say no to, so I know he's very well missed in the Fianna Fáil community and the wider circles of politics as well. But yeah, he was a great man. Man.
And actually, Roisin, you have many great stories to tell about the late Bobby Aylward. He was a subject in your dissertation.
I did. I only met Bobby once, and it was the biggest regret that I never met him afterwards.
Yeah.
But however, he was such a gentleman. I was up in the Dáil Éireann interviewing my subjects for it's a comparative analysis of male and female experiences in Ireland. It was never done before. And Bobby knew I was up there all day, and he knew I was interviewing everyone. And he said, Roisin, don't worry about me. I am here all day, and when you've got everybody, I'll be here. Don't worry. And he even phoned around all the other politicians to see what times they would be coming to me. And I never even met Bobby at this stage, but he went out of his way, and such a gentleman, and brought me up to his office to interview him. And Lawrence made me a cup of tea and charged my phone.
Yeah, he's a brilliant man, and I know he was a big inspiration to Peter Chap as well to run, and Chap was really, really intent on winning that seat on behalf of Bobby's memory, so canvassed really hard for that, and he was brilliant, and he sadly missed all right. And his brother Liam, of course, was MEP in Europe, I believe, as well, so I remember voting for Liam all the time when we were younger. My parents were always Aylward voters, so it's a big honour for Peter and me to be kind of following their footsteps and stepping into the shoes now.
One thing, I only met Bobby once. The one thing I've heard when everyone talks about Bobby or Liam, I've never met Liam, but one thing I do hear is that community and family values are number one in their politics and their political values.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and community is first and foremost, and politics is local at the end of the day. That's where it starts, and that's where it should finish. It's massively important. As Bobby was a great community man. He knew so many people down south and everywhere across the county, really. And Chap now spreading his wings, he'll get more known as well. So I know community is vital for any politician, and I don't think any of them really, in fairness, lose sight of that. They're all aware of the importance of it.
You mentioned that Deputy Peter Chap Cleere, who's your brother, is spreading his wings. It's beginning to remind me a bit like St. Bridget, who spread her cloak.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's everywhere. I suppose it's testament to him. He works very hard, and he's under no illusions. If he wants to stay up there long term, he has to work very hard for the people that voted for him and the people that put him in there. So he's already thinking in 5 years' time. He's a very much a great mentality for it. So yeah, it's passionate about politics, definitely.
Yeah, and he's done a huge amount of work on the N25, and it is good to see that the funding is now going to be allocated to do those important safety work. So it just shows you do have to be very passionate to get those projects over the line.
Exactly, because you're elected to be your people's voice. So, in fairness, he will shout as loud as he can to fight for his people, and yeah, there's a step all right in the right direction for later this year for funding. I know, I think the council on the 1st September are starting they're trimming back the hedges a little bit to clean it up a bit, and then after that, more work will be done, and he'll keep on it. He's not one to lie down and let it go. He'll keep on their tails up there anyway, for sure.
And Brian, I suppose we'll finish on this point. 8 months in, what's been kind of the biggest learning for you as a county councillor, and what are you looking forward to over the next number of months?
I suppose how much people really appreciate you doing the work for them. Having the clinic here in Graiguenamanagh every Monday evening, people are very happy to have that access to you. And I think a lot of times you mightn't be able to do much for the person. Things mightn't be possible to get done, but people appreciate your honesty. And I suppose when I started, I was like, oh God, I can't get this done now. She'll hate me forever. But people are, if you're honest with people, they appreciate it. So I'm not into fibs or anything like that. I will be straight up front with people and tell them how it is. Whether that does me well or not, I don't know, but I think people do appreciate the honesty.
Absolutely. As I say, honesty is always the best policy.
Brian, I've had to ask one of your beautiful members of your community to be cameraman for us. He was fishing there, so even children come down here and fish.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant, So young and old get great use out of these facilities. So it's brilliant, So real strong bond among everyone, all ages in Graiguenamanagh.
And what we would love to do, because we've been talking about
we surely have.
We've been talking about this with Deputy Peter Chap Cleere and all the other county councillors. I would like to present to the to your office and to even the Elwood family that you might have this in your office or present it to the family. One of the reasons why the Irish Political Roundup is actually operating today.
Yep.
Deputy Bobby Elwood was a subject in my dissertation in college when I studied media and public relations, and I'd like to present this to the Deputy Chap Cleere's office and to the Elwood family. And thank you so much. We are here. One of the reasons we're here is because of this dissertation.
Oh, that's brilliant, Roisin. Thanks very much. It's a big honour for you to give us this and to let us hold on to it. I'll be sure to pass it on to Peter's office and might even frame it. It's great for a memory of Bobby as well. It should be a treasured document, and I'm sure it will be in years to come. Thanks very much.
And I also have the audio. I must get that and put in the
brilliant.
USB
That'd
stick.
Be great. Yeah,
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant to keep Bobby's memory alive. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And well, Brian, we'd like to say thank you for taking the time to chat about Roisin and myself here on the Irish Political Roundup.
Cheers.
And I'd like to say thank you to all our viewers who tuned in to watch this video. And I'd like to say thank you, Roisin, for your great camera work earlier on.
It might be all shaky.
And thanks for doing all the great stuff you do here on the Irish Political Roundup as well. So from me, Paul Brophy.
And me, Roisin the Cleric.
It's goodbye for now.